Hello and welcome to Alberian Legends, the epic high fantasy channel where we together discuss all things wondrous and magical about the mystical world of Legends of Athealia. If you like today's video, don't forget to check out the social media links listed down below in the descriptions for weekly updates to the characters and lore, and most importantly of all, don't forget to enjoy the show. My name is Loremaster Sire. Please sit back and relax while we discuss today's topic. To begin today's video, I thought it'd be nice to get a little bit more familiar with not just the world of Aluvaterria, but also the intricate faiths, beliefs, and traditions of the wilding world. We'll begin this journey before the rise of nations. One of the first dominant religions of the Central Kingdoms started in the Dawning Age, around 14,000 years before the start of the series, somewhere near the heart of the Southlands, with the Great Healer Gormund Winterspring, after being gifted the Leafs of Athealia by the Great Wild Goddess Mesiri to form the Bloodied Brethren. The Naturalists, Aluvaterrians, and the great children of the wilds and nature of the world flocked to the great leader and the unfathomable knowledge locked within the sacred tome in hopes of benefiting all peoples and cultures. Their greatest hero was that of Thrusafel Felman, Gardener of Refarin, who championed their beliefs in the sacred ancient gods naturally born of the world and the great balance of nature, which always must be kept. Within their woodland halls, filled with the songs of their elders, the countless followers worship the once mortal Throsvalgar the Fearless, who earned divinity among the wild gods. His soulmate, the great goddess Mesiri, and their 8 members of the Pantheon, while strictly following the Barbaric doctrine, the sacred commandments of the Brotherhood, without fail or disobedience. Some of the greatest and deadliest warriors to have ever walked the untamed wilds came from the prideful and legendary nations of the Bloodied Brethren, the legendary Bloody Berserkers of Beor, Crimson Warlords of Zivmar, and Free Lords of Refarin. These are only some of the notable champions who held the distinction of carrying the banner of the Brotherhood to every one of their battles. Each were said to carry the very wrath of their pantheons despite all who stood against them and the healing of Aluvaterria, until the great silence lay upon the world. In more modern times, they are named Alvaran Druids, Dromaro Shamans, and lesser generations of Berserkers, all only capable of producing a mere fraction of their ancestors' true glory. If you seek to challenge or join their ranks, the greatest bastions of their might around the known world are mainly within the homely Southlands of Ancilium, the savage and lawless jungles of Malganar, centered around the Blood Sea, and their greatest stronghold, the mysterious sanctuary of Ayrshire within the Northlands. If a threat too great to face alone should arise, a great gathering will take place, a calling of all tribes and peoples of the Bloody Brethren, wherein a single leader shall be elected from amongst the greatest heroes of all the people to lead the gathering of all the Bloody Brethren against their enemies. Before the birth of Lordfall and the great collapse of their people, their true glory rivaled the grandest empire spanning across the bright new horizons, even that of the Crimson Empire of Namen. But since the fall of fabled Valinor, their religion and people regrettably fell more into myths and legends by the ever-growing day. Their ancient customs and traditions, though, at the very least, carried on in their scattered and secreted descendants of the Northlander and the remnants of the shamanistic wild men. If you're lucky enough to witness some of their customs, you would be counted among the few in Aluvaterria to know of them. However, of course, I, Loremaster Sire, humbly have gathered together the secret information for you all. Traditionally, they bury their dead to honor the eternal cycle, pray to all of their various cruel, barbaric, or joyful gods in turn throughout the year, and must learn the power of rejuvenation magic to become part of their religion. A tradition specifically unique to the Brethren, more so over than that of the Manganai, is that of soulmates. A beautiful ceremony in which the two souls bond for eternity before the wild god of oaths and integrity, Ida. And above all else, the Bloodied Brethren must uphold the great balance in all things at all times. Now there are dozens of storied legends from across Ancilium of some of the greatest champions of the Bloodied Brethren who earned their place within the halls of their fathers, such as Noriki Sweetleaf, great-grandmother of Nalik Bloodhowl of Valoran, who cured the Violet Virus in the Dominion era, year 3298, near the end of the 1,000 Years of Darkness, before the plague could eradicate all life left upon the continent. And Amaru the Nomad, a wandering Adari from Zivmar, whose generosity saved countless souls from starvation during the Black Famine. The damnedest thing about the entire religion is that since time immemorial, the Bloodied Brethren has been the rival of the faithful, followers of the Lights of Zyria and the Gardeners of Athealia, since the great betrayal of Aurelius the Dragon, before the Age of Conquerors. But like the rest of the world, suffered great diminishment as they were left in ruin during the Great Calamity, after their last heroic attempt to stem the unforeseen corruption swelling behind the veil of legend failed, and the Leafs of Athealia lost to the world. Yet despite this, no soul can clearly tell rightly the precise reason for the countless ages of hostility, anguish, and betrayal shared between the two major religions. Or until some egotistical lore master finds himself in yet another dangerous, darkened, and spider-infested crypt, white-infested mausoleum, or ancient ruin. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day, night, whatever time it is you're watching this video. Thanks for joining the discussion today talking about the fantastic world of Bavaria. You've all been amazing, truly and honestly. I've been your honored host, Lore Master Sire. If you liked today's video and want to become a legendary liege lord or lady of the shadowy and timeless realms yourself, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Every little bit is appreciated. If you'd like to follow the social media links, their links will be available in the description below. Please join me in the next video where we speak further about this rich and amazing fantasy world, its inspiring lore, and so much more.